Welcome, my name is Darien, and today we're going to be playing Spelunky. I know mostly nothing about this game. I played a little bit of the tutorial to get myself a little bit introduced to the controls for the game, but we're going to jump in here right into an adventure. If you haven't played the game, there'll be a link in the description below for anybody that wants to check it out. And we're going to go right into character selection. We're just going to choose this first adventurer here and jump right in. Okay, let's see. This little option here should be for the tutorial. Yep. I want to kind of do as much of a unedited let's play as I possibly can for this game, just to give everybody a good look at the game and how it plays. Greetings, my name is Yang, and this is my journal. Dusty maps and rumors of amazing treasures have led me here deep under the desert. There's something very strange about this place. The layout seems to change all the time. I've never seen the same room twice. It could be the legendary curse of Olmec, the one they say traps people inside the caves forever. Is that Olmec? I'm not completely sure of the pronunciation there. Please excuse me if I just butchered it for those that do know how to pronounce it. I push the idea out of my mind and focus on the treasure instead. If I master the basics of movement and combat, I know I'll leave here a rich man. Yeah, I've read that twice now when I was playing through just now in this tutorial earlier, and all I can think of is famous last word, because that really does not seem like a good plan. Okay, really easy learning the jump function here. I do love this little option they got for just instead of a basic double jump, he kind of grips onto the side. It doesn't work everywhere, but it is at least a nice little feature to have. And of course R1 here being our run button, so we can do the running jump. And I've already of course figured out that square is our nice little weapon button for our whip. Mostly this is just going to be a lot of exploring, just about trying to find as much treasure as you possibly can. Basically trying to not die, of course. That is always a big thing. And yeah, basically trying just to find as much treasure, as much gold and gems as you possibly can. And basically make it out. There's not really much more to it than that, at least as far as from what I've seen in the tutorial. How much, of course, that exactly stands true when I get deeper into the game, we shall see. I do think I missed something up top, though. I want to go back real quick, because I remember there being a side path there, and go back up to the split here and take the other path just to make sure I'm not missing anything. I am a little bit, well, OCD, I guess you could say about that. I do like to try and take every path possible to make sure I get as much of the game in as I possibly can. I want to see and do just about everything that you possibly can in the game. So there is that. That may be an annoyance for some people, because that means I'm going back and doubling back and making sure that I've gone everywhere I possibly can in the game. Other people might find that interesting. They might be able to see something that they didn't see when they played the game. They might be able to find something that they missed, or that they wanted to show somebody else, but nobody else got to, they weren't playing the game with somebody else at the time, so it's a nice little way to point to it and go, see, this is something that I found, without having to, of course, completely play through the game over again. That can be somewhat of an annoyance when you want to show somebody something you found and can't get right to there to that exact spot. The journey has been more difficult than I expected. I've fallen into spike pits, stepped into traps, and been attacked by monsters. Yet no matter what happens, I always wake up at the entrance to the mines. It's like death itself has lost its way down here. Despite the eeriness of the events, I remain focused on the task at hand. Eagerly I press on, pursuing my fame and fortune. And again, this just mostly, to me at least, seems like a really bad idea, at least, you know, based on real life standards, of course, not on video game standards, because, you know, there's always the do-over in most video games, so, you know, it's no real big deal there, but it's just like, you know, real life standards, you think about it and you go, okay, I'm dying, I'm falling into spike traps, being attacked by monsters and such. Let me just, you know, keep on going. I'm not going to stop, I'm just going to, you know, go right on along and see what all I can find. It's just like, you know, from video game standpoints, of course, you know, that's fine. That's you know, great. That's what you're expected to do. But it's just like, yeah, real life standards, you're thinking, this dude's insane. Why would you do that? I kind of get rid of these bats if I can, and yeah, as you can already tell, I kind of suck at getting rid of the bats. They just kind of like beat the crap out of me the whole time. We do have our bombs now, and of course we've got our rope, so we can get back up to places and get to higher places a lot easier in this case, like right here. For the most part, I do like the style of this game, though. It's very a little bit old school, I guess, in my opinion. But it's not to say that that is a bad thing. It's really not. It's really something I kind of admire about the game. It's got its own style to it that a lot of games don't try for anymore, because they want to have the new sleek look. They want to have, you know, everybody wants the pretty much to look as brand new as possible, look as graphically enhanced as possible, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, of course, the niceties of the game consoles, you know, upgrading is how great everything can look now, how lifelike. So of course, you know, the fact that all that's been updated, the fact that everything can look so much better now, definitely not a bad thing. None whatsoever. But there's a nice little bit of nostalgia in my case, where, you know, the older things are, they have sort of a nice little fondness for me. I grew up on the old Nintendos and Mario games, so of course, while the new graphics for, you know, all the new Mario games are wonderful, they don't really take away that place that the original Marios had, you know. I still like the old side-scrollers. Let's see. I caught a glimpse of a lush paradise the other day at the end of the mines. How could such a place exist so far underground, and what lies beyond? The man-eating plant there doesn't bode for anything well. Cave merchants speak of even more fabulous sights further below, ancient ruins and cities made of gold. The very idea makes my restless heart beat faster. And again, this is just one of those things where I'm thinking this dude is insane, because, you know, you've got all this that did not work out at all how I wanted it to. Yeah. That's a little bit more what I was expecting. Yeah, I'm still, I went through a little bit of the tutorial, so I've learned the controls, but I still am not very good at them. I'm still going through a little bit blindly, and it doesn't exactly work out exactly how I want it to for most things. So, and I might have just done that wrong. I'm not exactly sure. We shall see, though. I can always do this. And then come over here and get that. And then jump back. There we go. That works. Probably not exactly the way that it was intended to work, but it works. Of course, over here we've got a merchant, so we can of course buy some things. I think 7 is the most that you can have of any of the items, so we're gonna just stop there at 7 and not try to buy any more at this moment. I do kind of like how the gold just like kind of gets like pushed over. It's not really destroyed or anything like that. It's just kind of pushed over and just like out of the way when you're moving stuff around like that. We're gonna come down here real quick and open that. Whoa! What was that? That is not what I was expecting at all. Mostly because it just knocked them over there. Okay. I am so glad I was able to hit him from behind there, because that was not going to work out at all how I wanted it to. Yeah, we're going to shoot this up here. The other thing I noticed, of course, down at the bottom, you may have already seen it, the option for the princess, or the damsel in distress, as this case may be. This kind of creeps me out. It really, really does. Because the birds flying over her head pretty much makes it seem like she's unconscious right now. And it makes me feel a lot less like a rescuer, and more like I'm just kidnapping this lady, and yeah, I feel a lot more like a villain because yeah, she's unconscious, and that just comes off really creepy. Actually, let's do the run jump. There we go. It's just a lot easier to use those than to have to worry about anything else, truth be told. It's a very easy mechanism, the rope climb, than to have to worry about everything else. And I think, if I'm correct, this guy is probably going to kill me. Can I blow him up? Oh, I can't. Okay, I did not even realize that was a thing. Yeah, the arrow trap. I saw that earlier when I was first trying to go through the tutorial just to learn the controls, and yeah, he absolutely killed me. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. He absolutely killed me. So yeah, that was a thing earlier that I was dealing with. I'm not really going to worry much about the rest of it. I just kind of want to get this guy and get out of here a little bit. Because there's really not much else to see here. There's a little side section with a box. But it really is not important. To whomever holds this journal, I hope you find it useful. It served me well, but I no longer need it. I'm descending into the caves for what I hope is the last time. I won't return until I've escaped with the ultimate treasure. Or are there even greater delights to be discovered? Well, there's only one way to find out. Take this key, it will open the entrance to the mines. Follow me if you dare. Happy exploring, Yang. And that's it for the tutorial. Pretty much from here, we just jump right into the game, which I think we're gonna do so, and just see what it has in store for the main chapter. The walls are shifting. Okie dokie. this pot here is usually a trap. We're gonna try to bust it open and see though. Oh, it's actually got gold in it this time. Okay, that was actually pretty cool. So, okay, so we got a lot of spikes there. I see her there. I'm not sure what to make of him though. There we go. Yeah, it's like clunky controls or anything like that. It's just, yeah, not exactly as fluid as I would like in some areas. No, not there. There we go. Shoot. Yeah, that only works if you actually hold the down button. If you don't, you just kind of take your whip and beat her a little bit, which really comes off even more cruel than before. So yeah, there's that. And yeah, I just jumped right onto the spikes there. Yang was right, the layout of the caves is changing all the time. Okay, so it saves right after you die. Okay. Alrighty. That's very interesting. I'm gonna jump right back in and try it again. Okay, so now this probably won't have anything yet. It has nothing in it this time. I was gonna say anything good in it for me, but in this case it was just nothing, so that's a little bit better. We're gonna try and toss that down there. Let that get rid of that at least. And one more. There we go. I like that a little bit better. We got a jewel out of it, and then we're gonna do one more right there just to kind of get rid of all of that. Probably not exactly the best idea considering, but we'll go for it for the moment at least. Let's see, how exactly do I want to do this? Okay, just a little bit of gold there. Exactly sure. I kind of jumped that spot open in the top there, and because I did, I'm not exactly sure if I'm missing something or not, which I of course very well could be. Yeah, actually I kind of really don't like how I left that. Also kind of don't like the fact that I can't get back up here. Alright, we're gonna do this just because I don't like doing it that way, obviously, because, you know, that means that I'm pretty much leaving a lot of space where I'm not gonna have these unless I find a merchant. So I really don't like doing it that way, but I kind of want to get back up here because I know there's a lot of stuff that I left without actually even getting to see it yet. And yeah, like they're gonna get the spider in there instead of anything good. So you know, there's that. Let's see here. Terrible chill runs up my spine. That doesn't seem very good. What is going on here? Oh wow, that yeah, that's probably not a good thing at all, and that's an instant death. Okay. Yeah. So, ghosts and spike traps, instant deaths there. Okie dokie. That's, wow. Alright, we'll try this one more time here at least. Try and see how far we can get. I'm probably going to call this episode quits after this try if I don't make it, because we're going on just close to 30 minutes now. I don't like how that guy's sitting there. I really don't. See if I can do that. That gets rid of him at least. Ooh, okay, so the entrance ledge is still there, so I can jump across that way. Okay, so that's not bad. Let's see what else we got over here. Spider trying to get us, and failed, hopefully. Here and see what we can get from this box here. Is that a gun? That's a gun. Typical 12 gauge shotgun. Okay. I don't think there's really anything typical about that. Just saying from my own personal thoughts. I really don't think there's anything typical about that. At least not in a game like this. I mean, granted, it probably will be quite useful. I just don't necessarily... it's definitely not something I was expecting to see in this game. It's really useful, though. Definitely useful. Don't want to give the skeleton there a chance to come alive, because that's probably going to end bad if I do. Alright, so that looks like all there is for that side of things, at least. Oops, didn't mean to actually drop that, though. Oh no. Ghosts again? Really? Come on now. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that though, because he's... Nope, jump. Oh, and I found more spikes. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what you're supposed to do when the ghost comes around though. That's... not exactly something that they really tell you. At least I don't think. I could be wrong. I probably should check the journal on that one. Skeletons. Shopkeeper. Denzel. Let's see. Ghost. Frightening apparition haunts the caves. Where did it come from? Doesn't exactly tell me what to do about it though. So that's wonderful. Alright guys, I'm going to call this episode a wraps here. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, please do as you feel necessary down at that like button down below. If you got any comments, constructive criticism, any games you want to see me play, things like that, leave those in the comments down below. And of course I'll be leaving a link for the game in the description. You can of course check out my channel for any other videos that I've done, and subscribe if you want to see my latest videos as soon as they come out. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Darien, and this has been a Let's Play of Spelunky.